kind of talk about your comfort level with your defensive positioning this season? Do you think it's better than last season? If so, why?
Yeah, I mean, I think within the past, since preseason, I feel like I've grown defensively, being more comfortable in the position I am. I mean, I think every game that goes by, I just continue to learn. So just continually getting those games in and just getting that experience just has helped me, improve my defensive side. But yeah, I mean, we look over the games. I have review all my duels and stuff. So I've make sure that I'm learning off the field, and it's helped me on the field too.
We've been told from Brooks and Coach that Brooks spends a lot of time with the assistant coaches going over film to work on his defensive positioning.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you do as well?
Yeah, I'm super thankful to have coaches that are always wanting the best for us. So I go to them and we look at stuff, whether it's my clips or someone else. Kind of just looking at things, and it only helps me.
Now that you're a few games in, what is the relationship like with Derek back there?
Yeah, I mean, it's only getting better, and I think you guys can see that, especially as games go by, we continue to, stay, connected, and he's someone that I've said before that he's really easy to play with. He's always talking with me. He has lots of experience. Big profile. So I've enjoyed it so far, and so yeah.
Any particular challenges that y'all looked at? Play up on a baseball field once a
Yeah.
year. So.
Like for this weekend?
For this weekend, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we know that New York's a good team. It's you just said it. The field's going to be something that we got to deal with, but we're going to go there and we're going to play our style. We're going to play our identity, and we're going to do what we do best, and go for the 3 points.
Is it a relief that at least it's not at Yankee Stadium? It's going to be at Citi Field, where the field won't be maybe as small?
I don't know. I don't know if it makes a huge difference,
right,
but
okay.
We'll see. Yeah.
Caleb, this weekend, something that jumped out to me defensively in your game and Brooks too was the patience you guys had on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Could you talk about that balance between being patient, keeping your shape, but then also picking your spots to be aggressive and close out?
Yeah. I think for us, it's just reading the game. I think there's moments where we have to, we can't press all the time, and we kind of just have to, sit back and wait for, guys to recover. And then there's other times where, we read the game and know that, if I can go and, affect the play and, potentially get the ball, steal the ball back, then, I'll do that. But that's something that I've, for me, I've actually, worked on a bit more this year. Because there's times when I'll get caught out of position, and then with like the winger doing a check and go, and so just keeping an eye on that and working on that.
What was the experience like with the U23 team, the U.S. national team, and what can you take from that experience and translate it over to here with Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, it was an awesome experience. Playing against Guinea and France, we'll play France in our opening game in the Olympics. So, it was an awesome experience. Good competition. That group of guys that I was there with are amazing guys, and they have lots of quality. And so when I'm in around that type of quality, I feel like it only makes me better. So I'm able to come back here with lots of confidence. And go into games with lots of confidence as well.
And how is preparation for the Olympics only a few months away? How's the team looking and gelling together as you get prepared for Paris?
Yeah, each camp, each game we have, we only get better and better. Like I said, the quality that's within the team is amazing, and these games, the games that we have, against a side like France, one of the best teams in the world, is only going to help us going forward.
This is your chance this weekend. I know it's a small sample size, only 2 matches, but to get your first point on the road after winning your 3 home matches, what does it take, do you think, to take what has been successful here at home and then go on the road and get points?
Yeah. I mean, I think we're full of confidence right now. With Jamal scoring 2 goals on his birthday, I'm sure he's full of confidence, So, I think we're going to go there and, have the same mindset as, every other game we have. Like I said before, we play our game. And whether it's whether we play bad or good, we're going for 3 points. So
Tying France, I mean, that was a heck of a comeback. Was that stunning? What were your emotions as you're watching that unfold?
Yeah, it was like I said, it was an awesome experience. I mean, the stadium, the fans, and so I think when I came onto the pitch, I was ready to go. I mean, it was 3 other guys that came on, and we were had lots of energy, and what we were told to go in and make an impact, and I think that's what we did. And we got the first goal, and then hunted down for the second goal.
I think Sunday was your 50th start or 50th appearance, one of the two for Atlanta United. I can't remember this off the top of my head. But is the game slowing down for you? Is it not a mile a minute, maybe like it was when you first got on the field a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I think so. But at the same time, it's moving pretty fast. I mean, to think that I'm already at that 50 mark is crazy to think about. But no, I just go for the 100 now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those experiences with the national team, how do they impact your day-to-day here?
I think the group that I'm there with is, guys that I get along with so well, and that I know around the league. And so I think, like I said, and then on the pitch, we're connecting so well, and I'm learning so much from even the coaches and stuff. So I think when I come back here and stuff, I kind of it's like that confident boost, and it just helps me when I'm back here and playing games.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate it,
guys.
man. Go ahead.
We were just talking to Caleb about how the experience of playing for the national team, how that helps when you come back and play for Atlanta United. How does it work for you when you were up there with Trinidad and Tobago to come back?
Yeah, obviously it helps a great amount. When you're away in the international level, you're playing against guys who are playing in different spaces. Some better, some that are playing in Champions League every week, some that are playing in Europa League, stuff like that, playing in the top league. So it requires a different level of speed and whatnot. And when you come back and play with the guys here and play in this league, you can take what you learn from there and try and apply it, whether it's playing faster or having to play smarter.
Was there anything in particular from this recent match against Canada that you came back and said, I want to be better at this for Atlanta United?
Yeah, I mean, there are quite a few things.
Okay.
For one, talking with some of the staff there, would have liked to just pick up a couple more recoveries in the run of play.
Okay.
I know it was a difficult one, obviously. We defended quite a bit, but still trying to make an impact any way possible. And also, too, I think one thing that's been on my mind for a lot is just production in the final third, whether it be goals or assists. That's a big one that I want to try and get this season. And I think that's one I've been talking with the staff here that I'm working on after training and whatnot to try and increase that production in that area.
And last one for me, on Sunday, you came in with a 1-0 lead to protect. I'm curious, does that give you more confidence when the coach is bringing you in? And I know you'll score like within a second of you coming on the field. I'm going to give you credit for that in the story.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Does that give you more confidence?
Yeah, definitely. I think 1-0 leads, 2-0 leads, those are the worst ones to come into. You hear your name and you're happy, then you're like, oh crap, I gotta go defend a 1-0 lead for 30 minutes. But no, I think we have a great group of guys that made it easy for me to come into the game. And I think the biggest thing is just everybody knowing what their role is in the team, so that when I'm able to come into those games, the coach is trusting me and my teammates trusting me as well, to know that when I come in, I'm going to do the best that I can to help secure the 3 points and do the best I can to try and extend the lead.
What's it been like for you having new defenders back there behind you, a new midfield core essentially? What's it been like in terms of your kind of growth process?
Oh, it's been good. Derek's been a pain, but for the most part, everybody's been fun to play with. When the second Bartek came in, the relationship with us in the midfield, Dax as well, we got along very well. And all jokes aside, Derek's been somebody who's been vocal in the back, which helps guys like me in front of them, and Stian as well. We're always talking with each other, and we're always trying to improve. And in training, you're playing with a different set of midfielders, different set of defenders, so you get to know what everybody's capable of, so that when the game comes on the weekend, everybody's kind of just flowing.
And so you have a new group of midfielders. You're going up to New York, where it's going to be a much smaller pitch. What is that like? What is that challenge like, just playing in such tight spaces?
Biggest thing for us, it's been talked about a lot since the beginning of the season, is just adapting. And we're a team that likes to put the ball down and move it around and be quick from back to front. And it may change the way that we have to play at this side of the pitch, and we're ready for that. But at the end of the day, we're going to try and do what we work on during the week since the start of the season. And at the end of the day, our goal is to get 3 points, and not every 3 points we're going to get this season is going to be pretty. Not all of them are going to be the way we want it to be. But at the end of the day, I think just getting the results that we want is the biggest focus.
What's the hardest thing when you come into games like Sunday, it's 1-0 and it's kind of stretched, a little frantic at times? What's the hardest thing when you enter the game to get settled?
I think he joked about earlier, you came and we scored in a second. That's, I'll take the praise for that one, I guess. I don't know. But at the same time, too, you want to make sure that you catch up to speed as quickly as possible, because obviously those guys have been playing for 60 minutes in that last case, and the level of the game's at a certain speed already. And you want to try and pick up as quickly as possible, hopefully as soon as you enter the game, because you don't want to make mistakes trying to catch up to the level of speed. You want to be up to speed already, so that when you're into the game, when you're playing, everything is kind of just natural for you.
Do you feel kind of like settled and into the flow when you get stuck into a tackle, or is it more about passes and developing a rhythm?
Yeah, for me, it's trying to connect the first pass. I think for me, look back at the last game, a couple uncharacteristic mistakes for me in the build. One that I'm not going to harp on too much, but at the same time too, you don't want it to happen. But I think as it started to go on, I tried to get into the game a little bit more with connecting those passes, and from then just got a little bit more comfortable into the game, because once I'm able to be good on the ball, I think for me as a player individually, it helps me to harp better on those other areas of the game.
What does a win like Sunday 3-0 do to a team's, confidence now when you go on the road, where you guys haven't, in 2 games, haven't been able to get a point yet, but because of how well you just played a few days ago, can that carry over, especially on the road? Yeah,
I think one of the biggest focuses we have is trying to be better on the road. We do well at home, but we want to try and take that rhythm and the way we play onto the road, because that 3-0 win, we knew that in that game it wasn't our best of performances, but yet we were still able to get 3 points and get a clean sheet. And I think, while not focusing on that game too much because it's in the past, but just trying to take those same principles that we use in that game onto the road of the work rate, the fighting for each other, and just trying to be ruthless in front of goal. If we take that on the road like we've been trying to do, then we'll be okay, I think.
5 matches in, what does it tell you about potentially for this team? The fact that the different styles that you faced and the way that you've won, it's been fairly different from week to week.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is when we're on. And I think one of the major takeaways we got to take away from it is how we do on the road, because I think last year we aimed for a top 4 position. We didn't get it, and looking back on it, I'm sure there are different reasons behind it, but for me, the biggest takeaway was performances on the road, and I think we want to be a team that is able to win home and away. I think that's the biggest takeaway from us. And 5 games in, we still know that we have another level that we need to get to, maybe another 2 or 3, but to still get the results that we've been looking for with the wins, I think that's a big takeaway for us.
You said everybody knows their role on the team. What's your role? How would you describe it?
I think for me, trying to be good on the ball, helping bring our creative players into the game, whether it's our wingers, our 10s, our 9s, getting the ball from the back line, breaking lines. And like I said, I want to add goals and assists to that as well. But I think that will come with time. But also, too, on the defensive side of the ball, just being energetic, helping in the press, winning the ball back as quickly as possible. And from there, just trying to dictate the flow of the game so that we're always in control of what's going on the pitch. So I believe that's my role.
All right.
If you ask Coach, that might be a different answer.
All right.
All good. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jay.
Appreciate that.